wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum, all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Bad gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. With state prop, you looking bleak now. I was home to sleep, designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak, they listen. Couldn't find it, so she fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true, cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go, Pac-Man. 180 for Tokyo.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Running with Howard. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now Howard. 12 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Out of the gun, this is Howard. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 16. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
It's incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip.
Makes the score Eagles 7, Falcons nothing. Jake Elliott.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan steps away to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. And that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson, 88 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between...
And Freeman lost the football. It is picked up by the Eagles, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, That was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Throwing is Wentz. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. 17-0 our score after 1. Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action, the Falcons with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's go, defense.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
51, stop! General West!
Deuce. Check.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
25!
Hey, here we go. Hey, Mike 51.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And down to the 19-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
We got 4.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Right 25.
Watch the screen. Pass.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
On second down, Freeman. And he is met quickly in the back now. Third down.
It's 3rd and 16.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Here we go.
Check.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. 4th down, and out comes the Falcon kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Wentz now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Now Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Wentz going to throw. That's caught by Jackson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First down, Philadelphia.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wentz now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now Wentz. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 14-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And it's caught. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
59. You got nothing in there. You got nothing. Slam, slam, slam.
Check, 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 check.
Check 15.
Sunday, Sunday. Hey, kill. Hey, Ford, kill.
To throw, it's Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Two jet. 55.
Here's Wentz to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Let's go. Check, 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 check.
Throwing again. Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They'll get the first rounder, Caleb McGarry, there.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Right. Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. For the sack to Fletcher Cox.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. He gets him moving forward again with an 8-yard run, but they'll still be left with 14 yards to go on third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Going for the deep ball. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Brings up second and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
74. Okay, Alpha.
Check.
Again, it's Howard. And an alley to run. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Wynn's going to try and throw on third. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man, complete. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35.
5-9.
Working from the gun, Wentz. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Wentz now to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay?
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Freeman. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
82.
On 1st down, Howard. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Hey, empty.
Right here.
They go with Howard again, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Straight 15.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Elliott on for the extra point. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more.
Makes the score Eagles 34, Falcons 3. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Ready, ready.
Right there. 54 Mike.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
To throw on 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to wind up and air it out. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Let's go.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Let's get it.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
Come on, QB, come on. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Tack McKinley able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Here's Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 2-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm coming.
Freeman again. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now Ryan down around the goal line. And it's complete. Hooper. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end. Take some.
Last drive there, he hits the reliable target.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
On first down, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Kill.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead will swell by one more. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last two plays, both losses.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll begin the drive with Howard. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. In on the tackle, Devondre Campbell, Falcons leading tackler in 2018. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They run with Howard. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
All day, dog.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Howard. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They find some open field here.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Back to you. Good work. Let's go.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Philadelphia, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.